So with that, welcome to Cosplay for Confidence, everyone. My fandom name is Riftwing.
Oh, I'm just Royce.
My name is Liss. And we're going to talk to you today about how the clothes that you wear can influence how you feel, how it influences the way others think of you, and how you can gain confidence. By the end of this panel, you're going to know the elements of casual cosplay and how that can boost your self-confidence. So the first thing we need to know is, why are you here? There's two terms, both of them start with C. So who's here for cosplay? Fantastic. And who's here for confidence? Who's here for both? Excellent! We are going to have a lot of fun talking about it. We want this to be interactive, so anytime you have questions or comments, please speak up, and we'll make sure to repeat it so that you can hear. Again, this is the only slide working for the display, so make sure that if you can't see the slides, you can move up if you would like the display as well. So I'm going to tell you about cosplay, but first of all, we do have some cosplayers here. So who's in cosplay right now? Fantastic! And who cosplays once a month? Okay, do any of you cosplay more than once a month? Okay, I'm going to tell you, by the end of this, you will realize that you can cosplay every single day, and it will help you to gain confidence. I'm going to show you an example of how to do that with my first demo. So, the furries, any furries in here? Don't be ashamed. The word first up, Sonic, does Sonic count? Yes.
One of the great questions of the universe.
That could be debated for the next hour.
Sonic is technically a hedgehog.
Right? So my persona, which is a furry persona for those of you that aren't aware, is a cat. And it's a spotted cat with some cool looking gloves and a collar and an ear piercing.
What?
Right? This is my Neko cat girl, based off of that furry persona. And it kind of looks like me, because when I dress up, I want to look like my character. So in order to do that, the elements of the Neko, the piercing, the ears, the shorts, actually these are pants, and the hoodie all match up so that I feel like I'm displaying my character and I can pretend to be her. She's a punk, she's kind of moody, she likes to sit in the alleys, so a bit of a rogue. And when I deconstruct that, I can then start to wear my normal hoodie every day, normal pants, same outfit. I actually waited 10 years, but I finally got the piercing that is based off of her because I thought it was so important to me to have those elements of a character that I love. Then I put it all together, and now any day I can walk out with this outfit and feel more confident and feel like my cat, and her name is Munich. So I can feel like I have the power of Munich just by wearing the outfits. What's really funny, and some of the people here that know me will say, yeah, I wear this a lot. It's kind of like when my husband was taking these pictures, he said, now I can see the real you. I don't know why you're doing all these other costumes, but this one, this is you. And I said, that is so perfect.
Perfect.
You can always count on Royce for the puns. So this is what we're going to get into. But before we get into the cosplay piece, we do have to talk a little bit about the confidence piece. So you're going to learn about confidence using 3 lessons. This is going to be just like grade school. The first is having the courage to be, and I put believe in parentheses because you have to have the courage to be yourself when you're cosplaying and when you're not cosplaying. And you also need to believe in yourself. You need to believe that what you're wearing, you're not going to get teased for, that it's cool, that it's comfy, and that it can give you power. The next thing we're going to talk about is how to accept yourself, which really ties into how to believe. To know that you're an awesome person and no matter what you do, this is going to help out. And then we're going to get into some amazing examples of cosplay for confidence. So first we have to talk about courage.
And not the dog.
The cowardly dog. Because what does he have? He has fear. And we need to learn to conquer fear. And that really is important because everybody has fear of something or another. So for me, I was afraid of speaking in public, and yet I'm in front of you all here in this panel room, which is gigantic, by the way. And myself to practice speaking. I joined a club called Toastmasters, if you've ever heard of that. It's a great international organization that lets you practice speaking. And so I've grown from being absolutely petrified, heart racing, feeling like I'm going to throw up, to now being here and actually being kind of excited to share this with you. Royce, do you want to share your fear? You don't have to.
I'm actually trying to sit and think what am I scared of. Legitimate things like lions. Not lions, lions. Other than that, I can't think of anything right now. Lions? Yeah. Are you not? That's not That's a dangerous fear to not have.
The first step to conquering fear is accepting that you have it. Liz.
Mine is, and I'm sure many others here have it, as the simple act of failure, freezing. You know, fight, flight, freeze. I always freeze, so trying to keep moving. I am a deer in headlights. Yes, I was stopping the deer in headlights. We're going to talk about that today.
Absolutely.
He's the headlights, not the deer.
The headlights, not the deer.
Probably wasn't the deer.
I should go and add that to my presentation. So you have to really think about yourself and the issues that are coming with you, because some of the times that you freeze up is because you're not necessarily afraid of yourself, but you're afraid of others. Am I more afraid of the audience than I am about flubbing my speech? Sometimes. If this room was packed, I'd definitely be a lot more nervous. And so you have to think about what it is that people think about you. And as much as you may not care, we all still want approval on some level or another. Has anyone ever heard of TED Talks?
Yes.
TED Talks are fantastic videos, inspirational, talking about different items of interest. Technology, engineering, and design is what TED stands for. You can find them free online, very easy. And one woman, her name is Brene Brown. She actually is a psychologist that studies shame, which sounds like one of the worst jobs ever. Because she's looking at shame and fear, and she really says in her TED Talks that it's a fear of disconnection, of not being able to make that connection to your audience, to your friends, to your family, to strangers. Anyone that you're talking to, if you are afraid of that, you can sometimes feel ashamed if you do things wrong. And so we really have to think about being good enough for others. It doesn't matter what they think about. And if you start to think that you're not good enough, then you kind of fall into a hole. And you can just keep digging and digging and digging. Your negative thoughts will take over. You can start to get depressed and upset and really telling yourself you're not good enough. Well, I'm here to tell you, there's a guy named Wojo, grizzled old war veteran, been back in the day. You know what he would tell you? When you find yourself in a hole, the first thing you have to do is stop digging. So no matter what your fear is, you have to understand that if you keep thinking about it in a negative way, it's only going to get worse. So this is where we come to the second point on conquering fear, which is dismissing those feelings of shame and judgment. We're all here in a very safe environment. MAGfest is a place where you can let your nerd flag fly, you can be confident, you can be yourself, you can dance around in a girl pony outfit and be like, this is fantastic, and everybody will be like,
I love my dress.
it is fantastic, right? So the idea is we can be free of shame and judgment here. How do we stay free of judgment outside of this convention? So you need to stop thinking, well, maybe I'm not good enough, because you are good enough. And you definitely are worth it. One of the things that happened to me when I was a child is I apologized a lot. You probably know a few people that are shy and quiet, and a lot of times you'll apologize. Not you, of course. You're very outgoing.
I totally have a sorry jar at home. Some people curse jars, I have a sorry jar.
So same thing, right? So I would apologize all the time because it was an easy way to deconflict. You didn't have to worry about it, you just said you're sorry. And my mom would say, well, don't say you're sorry. What are you sorry for? And I'm just like, I just want things to be good. I don't like conflict at all. And that's what happens. You start to say it so much that you don't even realize it. And so what I like to say is, you can make a mistake, but don't say that you are a mistake. Did you want to add on to your story?
That's it.
Yeah.
It's a very full jar.
It's a very full jar because it's hard to change lifetime habits.
Something I can add to that.
Sure.
Kurt is a music voice. I'd like to see what you think about it, but...
Can you all hear him okay? Hey, come on down here.
I suppose it's all the
Stay off the
Okay, I saw this on YouTube, and it was a guy who used to say sorry a lot, and sometimes you do have to say sorry for certain situations, but at one point along the way, he decided to change how he would go about it. Instead of saying sorry, he would offer thanks for people, I guess, putting up with his mistake, and doing that instead, it doesn't put you at fault, but it puts them in a better place. They will feel happy for being thanked, and it just changes the emotion of how the certain conversation would go.
That's fantastic.
Thank you for sharing. Let's hear it.
Just be careful though, and this is another from experience with my sorry jar, is to make sure that they are truly thanks instead of just rewording them to still be saying I'm sorry instead of thank you.
Don't apologize for your apologies, because then it's like, just getting an infinite loop.
Circular logic. So there's a lot of ways that we tend to blame ourselves, and there's also a lot of ways that we can build ourselves up. So one of those ways is using social media. So when we're thinking about how to conquer our fear and dismiss our shame, we use social media for everything. Do all of you have social media accounts? The guy with the flip phone is not here, so I think we're good. When you put something online and you get those likes, retweets, comments, how does that make you feel?
It feeds me. It feeds my ego.
It does feed your ego. Do you know why that is?
Because I'm a narcissist.
It's actually real. And yes, that too. There is a report in psychology today that says that all of the gratification from social media mimics pleasure receptors and triggers dopamine, which is the feel-good hormone. So we actually become happy from social media posts because we get all of the attention that we want. The difference between here and there is the social media, you're behind a wall. When you have to interact with people face to face, it becomes more difficult to be able to get that same gratification from being with others. That's why you need to build up your confidence. You need to be able to believe in yourself and be able to make sure that you're not feeling judged. So we need to be with others. We need to make sure that we conquer that fear of judgment and dismiss our feelings of shame. As I said before, make sure that you understand it's okay to fail. As long as you fail and learn from your mistakes, you can always move forward. Brene Brown noted in her TED Talk that courage means heart. Core is heart, and it's being yourself with your whole heart. So as I mentioned earlier, to have the courage to be and to believe in yourself means that you have to risk uncertainty and be yourself. So that takes us to the most important part. And I want to tell you my story of how Cosplay for Confidence helped me. And then if you have short stories, you can share as well. For me, like many children out there, especially in the nerd culture, I had grown up in the 80s and 90s, and I know that dates me a little bit, but back in the day, it was amazing to wear like neon colored everything. So I had pink and purple jeans and teal socks, every kind of color outfit you could imagine. And I thought I was really good at coordinating. But the people on my school bus didn't like it, and I was actually bullied for my choice of clothing. But I tried to ignore it because I loved what I was wearing, and that gave me confidence. Wearing these bright outfits made me happy. And I didn't want to change it just because some people would say, oh, I don't even know what you're wearing. Why are you even here? That's just disgusting. Horrible, horrible comments.
But it was different.
Right. It was different and they didn't like it. And so what happened is that anger and frustration slowly built. And sometimes when you are in a relationship like that, you don't know what to say, you don't know what to do, and that was exactly where I was. And so the anger and frustration of this person teasing me for my choice in clothing made it so that I actually got so mad I jumped across the aisle and I started hitting her. But then I felt shame.
Don't do that.
So it's good to be able to stand up for yourself, but it's not good to do it in a violent manner. And that shame just hit me like a wall. And I said, I can't believe that I almost tried to get in a fight. And the worst part was nobody said anything about it. So we were just stuck in this loop. The bully was still had the power. I still had no idea what I was doing. I wanted to be myself, but I didn't know how to express it.
I have a question.
Yes.
Well,
Well, what if you don't feel shame for being able to fight? Because I never felt shame for being able to fight. I always stood up for myself on stage. Actually, that was what my father taught.
Yeah,
You
there,
stand up for yourself.
and that's,
I think it might be received differently with the female today.
That's true.
Situation that a lot of times when I fought one of my bullies, they then respected it.
yes, I think that would have worked for a female too. But I had never, I was taught nonviolence, I never had the courage to be able to speak up for myself, much less fight for myself. And I think sometimes violence, yes, you do need to stand up for those that are being bullied, but I still prefer the nonverbal route. But we know children get complaints. Nonviolent. So thank you for the correction.
Unfortunately, I don't
That's where you get like, you often get like, in trouble with like, people around you. That's like, you know, you don't really hear who started the fight.
Right.
At school, on your job, whatever. Everybody's, you know, in the wrong.
Everybody's in the wrong thing at ninja fights. That's a great comment. Yes.
I used to be a lot of in school when because of the way I am. But then I learned that that they do the best I can because I get in trouble a lot. Because sometimes when you get into like really bad fights, sometimes you get into like a horrible trouble and I think it's a lot.
Yeah.
I learned not to fight mistakes.
So you've learned not to fight? Or you've learned...
I've learned not to fight around like people because
Yeah.
sometimes I get like really mad. Sometimes like I have like mood swings, so
Yeah.
I just identified by some of my ex-friends.
Yeah.
Like the way I acted. I don't really need to act on that way.
Yeah, no, thank you for sharing. So there's a lot of times when we get into these feelings and we don't know how to justify ourselves with these mood cycles. And for me, I was totally there. And it took me a long time, it took me through college to realize that it doesn't matter what other people think about what I wear if it makes me feel good. That was the start of this whole Cosplay for Confidence movement, to say, I can wear what I like, and if I don't feel like I'm judged, suddenly I don't get the anger. I don't have to try and fight for my right to wear what I want because I'm wearing what I want. There's nothing in between it. It was a mental barrier that I had. And I realized that there's no use in wanting to be accepted by others if you don't accept yourself, which is the next lesson. You really have to be comfortable with yourself in order to be able to wear what you want, to do what you want, to have that pride and confidence. And so that's really my story of how I learned, yeah, you know what? It's cool to wear colored outfits. I do it all the time. I'm with a bunch of bronies now who wear my little pony stuff. To have that confidence, that's what it's about.
Also, I missed my opportunity, but when she was talking about courage, I wanted to say it's also what allows Vemon to digivolve into claim to money.
Now we're talking.
If you get that joke.
That's also a child of the 90s thing. So we've talked about having courage, overcoming fears. It's just a taste of some of the psychology and some of the background behind confidence. You have to overcome your fear first. You have to believe in yourself in order to talk about how to make you feel better. Because if you don't believe in yourself, no matter what you wear, you may not feel better. So there's lots of ways to boost your confidence. Just think about your favorite character, who you like, and imagine that you have those traits. Make it stronger, and make sure that no matter what you're doing, cosplaying, fursuiting, going out for a fancy dinner with a new girl, you can make it work outside of cons. So now we're going to spend the rest of the panel talking about how to make that work. First, me. So I am in cosplay right now, and anyone that doesn't know me, guess what I am?
Are you?
I am not me, but I am me too, because it's a character I really love. Anybody else? It's from a video game. The people that know me are like, I really want to answer. Yes?
Jay?
No? Good guess.
I'll give you another hint.
dad around to help with the everyday cosplay, and I have these cute little plushy arm cuffs. So I don't accidentally kill you, Mario. And potentially. So this is me now. I took a picture just in case I didn't wear it. And this is what I can break it down to. So I can take off the dog tags, I can take off the jacket, and I can just wear the shirt and still feel the elements of the powerful, evil Koopa King and wanting to take over the world.
I mean, who doesn't want that, right?
Right? So all it is some dog tags that have Bowser on them, a spiky necklace, and also one other cool thing, nail art. You may not be able to see it from here, but the picture shows it well. These are from Jamberry, and every time I put them on for my cosplay, I just feel like a little more powerful. So these are the reptile Ritz. I think that's right. Reptile Ritz. Ritzy reptile. Discontinued, but you can still find them on eBay. But fear they not, because even men can wear nail art in their cosplays. These are some skeleton skulls.
Skeleton skulls.
Skeleton skulls. Well, I mean, they have skulls on the skeletons.
I totally have some that matches the 221B Baker Street, matches wallpaper.
They have any fandom you want. You can go for Gotham. What's this one?
Oh, whoops. I didn't realize you were asking. I'm sorry. Whoops.
It is Borderlands.
I'm sorry.
They even have Borderlands nail art. So no matter what you want, these are cool because they're stickers. They can peel off easily, so you don't have to worry about all the paint and the removal and stuff. But you can have purple nails, blue nails, claptrap nails, whatever you like, and they're super easy to do. So a little bit of advertisement there, but these are espionage cosmetics. Jamberry is another brand. If you look for nail wraps, you'll find them online.
Jamberry sponsor us.
Sort of. And that brings us to our next guest, Liz.
So I'm going to stand up as well again. Hi, again, my name is Liz. I am also, actually before I start talking about the cosplay, I'm going to give my realization confidence story as well. I spent a few years, lived in New Jersey, moved to Guam, didn't know what was going on, completely withdrew from life. So it took me as well until college to kind of come back out of my shell, and what really helped me actually was going to Renaissance festivals. And I see some Rennies in the room.
Yeah.
And what happened there was when I went to fair, I found my tribe, I found my safe place. And that's what let me kind of realize, you know what, I can bring this safe place out into the rest of the world. We were talking about bringing that confidence into your daily attire. So I'm actually also still in cosplay. I came from my 9 to 5 about 2 hours ago. And this is totally a work comfortable cosplay. Any guesses on what I'm? Who I am? Well done.
Wow! That was fast.
Jill Valentine.
Oh, wow. Wow, that is a lot of confidence.
Thank you. So go ahead. So that's the full ensemble. Really, all the difference is a tube top instead of a work appropriate shirt and the belt. So I wore this to work today.
She was super prepared for the panel.
And the point with that is you can find somebody that you admire, that you want to be confident like, you want to bring some of their abilities and their confidence, and you can wear that on a daily basis too.
You have a lot of boots on.
Yes, I have their same boots on.
Sweet.
We know what you're doing after panel. Alright.
So another one, and so that's just starter. You can go ahead and cosplay anything easily. It doesn't have, please, if you can't do the super specialty warbler ones, please do. It just, my 9 to 5 doesn't like it so much, to be honest.
Yeah.
What I have found does work, and speaking about run fairs, it's, I'll try to bring in 1 or 2 little elements of my fair garb into work. And my work is a 3-piece suit kind of place. So I'll bring in a piece of jewelry or a hair comb. And suddenly someone's like, oh, wow, where did you get that from? Oh, run fair. And it works. I get that little confidence of knowing I've got my safe place with me, and it's accepted here in my quasi-safe space.
Then you get to talk about it.
Best part ever.
And find other people at work that are hiding that too.
Oh, what's that?
see that with MAGfest.
Yes, please share.
I have a 5-foot tie out here, last couple of years ago. One that has Space Invaders on it. And I just got the MAGfest hat at the sun this year.
Awesome. And then you get the conversation starters out of each one.
I worked at the time, so I've had a whole bunch of different jobs all the time. And every time, like a couple weeks in, I'll wear one of the video game copies, like, where'd you get that? MAGfest? What's MAGfest?
Yeah.
Oh, let me tell you.
One of us.
You got time?
Yes.
It's not totally related, but it's something similar. At my desk, I have a Mario calendar.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, people just out of nowhere will just go, oh, hey, cool calendar, and then start talking about video games. It's the best. And people you'd never expect.
Right.
Like the old lady from county will come and be like, I just played NES or whatever. So it's something similar.
The way I do it is buttons on my backpack, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Different video games and characters from movies.
Bringing that safe space with you.
Excellent. In the back.
Yeah, I find the same kind of thing. I actually have Lego architecture on my desk at work, and it makes me feel fine. And
Yeah.
people are like, what is all that? And they don't, it starts its own thing, but for video games and other things, I wear a watch, that's
Yeah.
a Zelda watch. It starts weird conversations, but it's almost like bringing the safe space of MAGfest with you. And then you find those connections with other people, and it really does make a big difference.
Especially like today, since it used to be people would look at stuff like Spider-Man and everything. You got, like 7, and you have Spider-Man. Now everybody knows, oh, these things are cool.
Yeah.
Marvel movies are, these things have kind of taken over the culture, so it's easier to bring those things out because the person that you thought you didn't have anything in common with,
Right.
turns out they just saw the latest Deadpool movie. You have a Deadpool, shirt on, you have a Deadpool, something on you, on a person, and all of a sudden, 2 people who have no common ground have a starting place.
An icebreaker.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and that's also getting rid of those feelings like we talked about earlier, the judgment, right? So you're not being judged, you're being included now. Yes.
Well, I was going to tell that little story. I'm a construction worker, and I actually wear Brody shirts to work. Yeah. That was scary at first. But it turned into a lot of fun, especially explaining to all of the people in construction what the hell a Brody is. But now, I mean, I've been doing that for 2 years with this company. Everyone in my company knows that I'm a Brody.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you're going to a Brody convention this weekend? Have fun.
Yeah. Excellent.
I think it's acceptance.
How much fun is it to explain that to Hispanic workers? How much fun is it? How much?
For Hispanic workers.
Yeah, how
Oh,
much?
Hispanic workers? Well, it depends on how much English they speak.
I ask because I do come from that culture, so it's kind of interesting just
A
to
lot of them are just accepting as anyone else.
So, comment in front? Yes.
Yeah. When I first really got into Brody and furry and all that kind of stuff, I was working as an assistant teacher, and I had to do a lot of work on my laptop and my kid, and because of that, I had to have work appropriate multi-course, work appropriate computers to go to peak online. So the first kind of way I started testing the water was having a minimalist, only background that was just bars with colors. And then it kind of went to go a little bit of the silhouette. Really only if someone, in that moment where a teacher would go over and go, is that a Pinkie Pie background? Like, let's look up to them. Like, how did you recognize that?
How do you know she's Pinkie Pie?
People out there.
I work for a tech startup, so I can actually cosplay full. They're like, yeah!
So you really can't cosplay?
Yeah, they don't care.
Oh, man. All right.
And wait, is there a comment in the middle somewhere?
The green.
I'm actually a huge fan of superheroes of all time.
A little bit louder?
I'm a huge fan of superheroes of all time, and so I went to another convention and found this shirt.
Work
There you
it.
go. Very nice, very nice.
No goals.
Thank you. Yeah, so let's start conversations.
Yeah, so actually, sort of loving these kind of shirts, I've been trying to get more contact with people, and it's on engaging conversation about anything superhero related. I think it's
Excellent.
also, I've been trying to find more superhero shirts, such as Silver Mountain Background, Oreos, and some of their group boots.
Fantastic.
Yes, some of those downstairs.
We had a comment from Mario now.
Actually, a lot of things are pinky and like polo shirts from Star Trek series, and I've worn that or Western game tie, and people will notice it. And as I wear these different things to work, there's just a little bit of fandom here and there.
Yeah.
A lot of people, this group will pick up on this, this group will pick up on this, and then realize everybody has a fandom tied to yours.
That's right.
Everyone has something, and it just starts to break competition.
The hardest part is breaking the ice, like Royce said.
So speaking about people that will notice it, so yeah, I'm wearing a scarf there. Some people recognize the multicolored Doctor Who scarf. And again, just wearing a phantom scarf. That one actually was from Think Geek as well. And I was at an event in Old Town Alexandria, and someone goes, "Oh, fans!" Like, you know, start connecting like we were. And he said, "Hi, my name's Matt Smith. I draw the Matt Smith comics." You never know who you're going to meet.
If you're wearing your nerd stuff.
Did you say Matt Smith was a
Yeah.
I thought I was a narcissist.
No, not the Matt Smith.
It's still cool.
So that's the casual cosplay can work. We've got some people who are lucky enough to have the full cosplay work, but accessories can also help bring you confidence. So I'm very excited every time I get to pull out my Ramona. And there's the larger version. What you got on the right is we mentioned Toastmasters earlier, which is a organization that helps you with public speaking. That was my second Toastmasters speech, and what did I do? I wore a wig to feel better about it.
It was fantastic.
It actually really, I got good reviews, and it really helped me feel more like I was a character, kind of like Fair when you're wearing your armor. You're like, okay, you know what? I've got a little bit of a cosplay, a little bit of a costume on. People know something is different, and I was told by multiple people in the audience during my speech that my volume was louder than normal, my posture was different from normal, and everything, all from wearing a wig. And amusingly with wigs, and you might not, maybe since a number of us are cosplayers, I had a number of friends say, "Oh, your real hair is brown."
When they don't know what your real
That's how I
hair
felt when I first met you.
is. Yeah. I used to wear a blue wig all the time, and no one knew I actually had short brown hair.
Old and wild.
Yeah. For like 2 years.
It's a long time before I saw your real hair.
Yeah.
I turned into black and red hair for a long time.
Yeah.
So again, with the Toastmasters one, that's simply a black dress, which if you look at the full proper cosplay, it's similar enough that the big difference was the belts and the boots. So that's another casual cosplay. All I need to do is put on the wig, and folks who knew Ramona went, "I recognize who you're dressed up as." Scott Pilgrim.
Scott Pilgrim. It's almost historical now. Yeah. Yes, comment.
I feel like it's kind of a similar thing if you have just a wedding and all of a sudden you go out on the dance floor because you're dressed in, it's not really like a really nice suit. And it's a bit of a compliment for you, you kind of feel like a Bob or something like that.
Look good in
It's a
face.
similar kind of thing where you're wearing something that makes them feel more confident and worth a lot of stuff. You can just branch out a lot of things.
In 2 sentences,
Nice.
I was actually just going to bring that up. When I'm wearing a suit or expect me from wearing my tux,
Yes.
I wear it. Walk a little taller, more confident, stronger stride, and you feel good.
There you go.
I use this person, Nick, in the front. I use his example because the first time we started talking about this panel, he said, that tuxedo makes me feel James Bond sexy. You can do it. You can rock it. You're going to come in the middle.
Yeah, I've gone actually to a couple of weddings recently, and I really have gone to, I wear a normal suit, but I have the Fluttershy tie bar and Fluttershy cufflinks.
Yes.
And
Cufflinks.
it always starts conversations. Because people will just say, oh, what's that on your tie bar? What's the cufflink? And it just goes on from there.
I'm going to take that as a lovely segue into, once you have some accessories, you can definitely use them in multiple. So here, going with Fluttershy, the only similarity between all of these outfits is the wig and the wings. Everything else is completely different, but it's still the same cosplay. And of course, it's easier because it's pony, so I can do whatever I want with it. It's not a specific image that I'm going for. But all I needed was those two specific items, and I was able to do completely different outfits with it. So that way I'm not bored as the cosplayer. I don't have to create an entire brand new dress or pantsuit or anything like that. I don't have to do everything for a while, because that takes a lot of time and effort.
Absolutely. Yeah, so you already have a great idea of how it's going. And why don't we have Royce tell his story now?
Okay. So, I'm sort of ill-prepared. So, what I wanted to do today was, well, you won't be able to tell, so I'm not going to ask. I'm a big weeb at heart, but I've loved anime most of my life. I have a pseudo-anime tattoo, I guess, on my left shoulder. On my left shoulder, I have Killing Bee's face tattoo from Naruto, is on my shoulder. And that's the thing. Who said? Please don't. But I just choose not. We already had one fire scare here. We don't need another one.
Yeah, for those of you that aren't aware, hopefully we've already gotten our one fire out of the way.
Put out your cigarettes.
Right.
But what I was shooting for today was, since I love Naruto, the last rubber band I had popped, so I had my afro in a ponytail, and between this shirt, this shirt and boots don't really do much for it. They just go with the outfit. I was kind of trying to go for the flak jacket look. I couldn't find my ear piercing because I know that he has ears pierced too, and I don't think you can walk around with a carton of cigarettes here, so I didn't do that.
The idea is just a couple of elements still pulls it off if you're thinking about it as cosplay.
I know, so that's what.
So he's totally a cosplay, guys. A couple more pictures that I had stolen from his Facebook profile.
Yeah. That was actually, what was that? I would say that was me and my girlfriend. We went to Avengers 2. Yeah, and that's actually my shirt that she's wearing.
So he's really rocking out the superhero look, channeling some of that power. What's up with this?
Oh yeah, like I said, I love Naruto and I love getting money, so.
So even a little accessory like a frog wallet.
What did I do? I think I lost that actually. Oh, I just spent the money. I spent the money on another wallet.
So thank you, Royce. One more example, and then we'll get into the audience discussion. So my good friend Liz has a FemShep character from Mass Effect. We got some fans out there? She does her hair and makeup to look like this FemShep character whenever she needs a boost. She also has a job where it's very difficult to be able to dress casually like you really want to do when you're laid back. So instead, she gets her power from doing her hair and makeup, just like the FemShep character. And then she can wear a suit underneath it. She's wearing her N7 shirt here, but she actually does her hair like this like once a month, and she'll like message me and be like, "Hey, I'm doing the female Commander Shepard outfit again today." I'm like, "I love that you cosplay at work now." So you really can just do a little element. It doesn't even have to be clothing. If you do your hair, if you tie it up a certain way, you can also channel the power of the characters that inspire you. There's a lot of resources out there. You can have fun with it, you can do whatever it is that you want, and we have tons of examples that we can't get into, but I want to have time for conversation. We have 15 minutes, so clothing abounds. There's tons of outfits, hashtag everyday cosplay you can search for. There's a casual closet cosplay Tumblr. And in addition, Polyvore, if you've heard of that, has amazing themed outfits. So you can actually go and see some of the different ways that they put things together as far as shirts, pants, tops, bottoms, they all go together. So we'll leave the slide up there. You can copy down the links if you want. And if there are any questions or examples that you'd like to be able to do and discuss those right now. We have in the green.
Not in high school, also big in knowledge show, and I remember I actually had one of the headbands that I wouldn't actually wear for my day. I was going to wear it somewhere on my birthday.
Yeah.
And I guess it made me feel a little more confident. I didn't remember about it until recently. I still actually have it, and I don't really wear it anymore.
Fantastic.
Well, like nowadays, like I kind of like take it and I spin it my own way. Like I have a hoodie that says Hokage on the back. So yeah, just make it your
Just a little thing.
lucha. Oh, yes.
Okay. I actually kind of blur out that a little bit kind of said it was the opposite. I bought a cosplay that, remember, as I mentioned, I thought the thing that I learned about it was the fact that it was I think it might have been, it was the Chunin dust from Naruto. And I was like, I can wear this outside. I think he said it's a really snazzy vest.
Yeah.
And so I got the habit that I really like doing cosplays or professing to cosplays, that I could take parts of it and then wear casual. So I really got into different kind of cosplays, which is iconic coats and jackets.
That's what we
And because I had a lot of different multicolored trench coats. So common, and high school levels became the trench coat guy. And not like being odd trench coat guy, like being, oh, you've got a bright red trench coat with no sleeves and Japanese letters on the back. That's great. And like we're not worried about you doing anything in school except kind of being you. And because of that, I have all these different, or I have just actual casual coats. I've got the Japanese school coat, which I've actually worn to formal events because it passes its placement. And it's everything about it.
Yep, keep going.
And so he has been, it was a big kind of confidence.
So the cosplay that I have on now is actually, funnily enough, riddled with a bunch of coincidences. The vest is actually, funnily enough, what got me into show graphic balls. I randomly wore, I've had this vest since middle school, like long before graphic balls was a thing. So I wore this, I think it was a party meetup. I wore this to a meetup, and someone said, oh, hey, nice vest. And it sounds like they were pines. I'm like, is he from that show about that, the mysterious goings-on in the woods? And he's like, yeah, Jerry College, check it out. That very same night, I binge-watched it and fell in love with the show.
Could you stand up and show everybody?
Oh, yeah.
So there you go.
And so, yeah, I love
Simple.
this. Found the hat on Viva Fine, $25. Went first, because I knew I was going to do this, I wanted to do this cosplay this weekend, but I didn't have an orange shirt. So what I did was I went to the thrift store looking to find a plain orange t-shirt. I didn't think I would find anything. I found the next best thing. If any of you guys are aware of Gravity Balls, it's confirmed that Dimmer is from California.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Great. Okay, do we have a comment?
So this might be a shock, but I'm really into professional wrestling.
Stand up and show the back of the room.
No.
Woo!
There you go.
Okay.
So I get to wear t-shirts in my job, and I wear a lot of professional wrestling t-shirts. And it's actually helped you like that guy, or you like that show, or you like that company. And people I've never expected to be able to be friends with at work. And it's actually helped me establish, connection with other coworkers, just from us, talking about pro wrestling, wearing pro wrestling.
That's fantastic.
So it really helps me, it helps my work experience, just from wearing a pro wrestling t-shirt.
Awesome.
At times, I will often cosplay for leather because I really enjoy leather. And when I post videos on YouTube of me wearing some leather stuff, some people actually love this, and they make full conversation with me about how what those guys taught me, and I figured since I got a lot of stuff from this online, I figured I give it a shot. I also plan on buying a few that make
Yeah, I think gives you confidence.
yeah, because I really love to dress up, and I'm probably dressed as a full leather this weekend. I'm gonna see something from others.
Awesome. Well, if you see us, say hi. Tell a friend.
Okay, so like this whole, I've never like done this casually. This is actually giving me some really interesting ideas. Because like my at my regular work, I have to wear something akin to a hazmat.
That's right.
I work with a lot of metals and chemicals. But I'm looking at this and I kind of got this idea because I am allowed to tamper with my stuff.
Okay.
I'm thinking like, has anyone played Infamous?
Woo!
Yeah. Dude.
Oh, there you go.
Whoa, that's cool.
Yeah.
Timing is important.
I'm thinking like the Iceman from the yeah. Like, because like my suit is actually white, comes with a gas mask that's kind of in a similar fashion. Spray paint a little bit of it blue. Oh my god.
Fantastic. The gears are moving. Yeah, this is good.
See, that's what we want.
Comments on this side. Okay.
Actually, she's at.
Oh, she.
Please.
Okay, well, I was just gonna say, I got started in cosplay by going to the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair because I enjoy just seeing all of the actors and seeing all of the different costumes. And, a lot of people who attend will dress up in various different cosplays. They'll see, I see tons of Blinks, I see tons of Assassins, see a lot of different things, but that's what started me getting into cosplay. I have been attending for the last 6 years, and as of this year, I am actually going to be in the Renaissance Fair because of cosplay.
Wow. Congratulations. That's wonderful.
Do it.
In the back of the
You don't talk about this.
Yeah.
I don't really have an issue with that. I guess my concern with the community, do you guys do like costume contests or
So I have
costume contests?
participated and judged costume.
Yeah, just to me, like, people are very creative. I mean, that's like a really nice costume.
Yeah.
I can't build something.
You don't have to build anything. As I mentioned, thrift stores are the best places to get costume outfits. Liz, do you want to talk about that?
So I actually did a panel on cosplay on a shoestring budget. So thrift store, the best place is actually look through your own closet. And literally, I was like, oh, what am I going to cosplay this today? Jill. Went through my own closet. That's never discount what you already own. You started that cosplay because of that vest.
Yeah.
So then once you have a few pieces, let's say you have a Chinese brocade jacket and you've got a flight suit left over from when you cosplayed as Maverick, you get a parasol and there's your kit. So you might only need a few accessories and then you can get everything together. I've done cosplays as inexpensive as $20. You don't have to spend a lot of money on it. Don't think of it as frightening to be creative, in so much as an opportunity to be creative. Because everyone cosplays slightly differently.
That's just more intimidation because if I had a poor-man version of Mario, then it's kind of intimidating when you see someone with a really lavish costume.
Oh, yeah.
So that's just...
I totally understand that. And what I love so so much about seeing lots of different cosplayers is every time you get someone with a group of who are cosplaying the same character, you get 20 Marios in the room, and you have somebody who painstakingly sewn their own, you've got somebody who went to the Halloween store. Everyone there is a fan of Mario, and that's the connection. It doesn't matter how good, not good, how much time, how much blood, sweat, and tears went into what they're wearing. You're all fans. And the connection and the confidence comes from knowing that these people are your tribe. So go for it.
And also, just because something is expensive, does not necessarily mean it's good. Like I was on Facebook earlier today, and I can't remember the name of the dude, but he made the Steven Universe shield. He said like, okay, I'm selling it for, I think it was like just under $800. And then I thought to myself like, no, thank you. He said like, my hands on all the metal and laser edge and everything. So,
And there is a time and a place.
you can. Yeah.
But the idea is, some of the best cosplays I've seen were a guy with a purple shirt and underneath was a green shirt and he was dressing as a dragon. And that was it. But because it was so deconstructed, it was so not meant to be professional, that it actually is cool. So I would recommend talk to your friends, look at what people are wearing. You're going to see the best level and you're going to see the worst level at this convention. And let it inspire you. It's all about doing what you love for the characters that you love. And if you're not comfortable with it, maybe you haven't found the right character yet.
Oh yeah.
I've seen a lot of very professional costumes, very unprofessional costumes, a lot of, oh, I didn't know you can make this way. One trick I saw is someone was doing a swan costume, but instead of putting nail wire, like every wearing costume, they put a button tape. They're like, take a picture of flash. And it lit up.
Oh my God.
It's so cheap. There's always a trick to simplify your costume, and if you keep it simple, you can get it.
Exactly.
You've had your hand up a while, I'm sorry.
Actually, I wanted to thank you for because I never realized that the colored tights that I wear every once in a while are actually costume go out and play. And it's really weird because I'm very those and I'm really outgoing.
Yeah.
But when my fiance is actually one of my hobbies to conventions, I've always been like, no, you're not going to like it, or I'm not going to be accepted, or I always have that feeling.
Sure.
But then when I came here and I thought, well, I've been doing this for like years, and I didn't realize that I was doing it, and I know cosplay as a woman too. I just don't wear the dress, I wear the color tights and the belt and the skirt, so it's really inspired me now to bring the costume that I never brought before, that I've been working on, so I just wanted to thank you guys, because that was so cool.
It makes us so happy.
Bring your safe space with you.
Go ahead.
So I have a question. I'm wrestling with this occasion. I love Superman, I love Batman, I love those capes.
Yeah.
How do I wear a cape in public without getting? It's like I like chest ropes.
I think we have an answer for you from the wisdom of the crowd.
Underwear.
They sell, I've seen Superman and Batman socks.
I was just about to say that.
I like the cape because I like the cape specifically on bodies.
The float kind of feeling.
You know, you stand in the silhouette of the street.
I got you, dude. Wear a jacket. Or just a Batman just wear it on your shoulders.
Yeah, a long jacket would work.
Just wear it on your shoulders.
You can get away with it if you have the confidence, and that's what this panel's all about. If it makes you feel good, try wearing it around home. Or
At Walmart, they have t-shirts and then have
it's on their and they do have little throws in the winter, especially. There's a guy way in the back.
Yeah, actually, this question leads to the question I had. Is there ever a point where the confidence that you get from cosplay is transcendent, so you actually may not need to wear the cape, but you can still present yourself as if you feel as if you are wearing it?
I would say that, well, I try to be a pretty stylish dude in my everyday life. So that, with what you said, it did build up somewhat because I used to be really conscious about what I wear. But now I still am conscious of it, but less to a degree than like, I know that whatever I put on, 9 times out of 10, I'm wearing it, it's not wearing me. So how I look in it is different opposed to how clothes look if they were just on me.
Yeah, I still have a lot of confidence, but I still like that little extra boost.
Oh, yeah.
It's good. Yeah. And the green?
Actually, it's not the question you're just going to wear myself, because someone mentioned the shirt with the beads on it.
Yeah.
Because I actually remember when I was in middle school or high school, and it was actually someone in my class that actually did that. They wore one of those shirts constantly. And we knew Mr. Newman, because we always wore that shirt.
Fantastic. All right, so we've got 3 minutes left. Are there any final comments? 1, 2?
Rapid fire.
Yeah.
Something else rather interesting to cosplaying that I've always, if you have a skill, like let's say you're a DJ, and you decide to bring that skill to your cosplay, like you're really good at DJing and you decide to cosplay Rhino Scratch, or you're really good at or playing the banjo and you decide to do banjo kazooie.
Oh my God. That'd be fantastic. It is so much fun to bring a skill that you already have to the cosplay. I've had people look at me and go, oh my God, you are Gypsy Pinky. You can do this and this and this. It is so much fun.
Maxi from Soul Calibur. I know how to use nunchucks.
You got it.
Yeah.
Personally, I want to learn the banjo and go full in.
Fantastic. Comment on the business?
Oh,
back there. Yeah.
Going off of that, I was a photographer and I inspired me to cosplay photo finish and taught staff from Pokemon. It's actually in character for me to have my camera on at all times.
Excellent. Fantastic.
To go off on that, I say, and I'm going to be reason tomorrow from Persona. If you don't know, she's idol. So
you should
it's
take
kind of perfect.
Perfect. Yeah. So be yourself. Accept yourself. Have the courage to be yourself. And cosplay for confidence, everyone. Go one step at a time. Go to the thrift store. Build it up. Become who you want to be and be proud of it.
Yeah.
Final thoughts?
Don't let the clothes breathe.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
So long as you're smiling, whatever you're wearing doesn't matter.
Excellent. Dress for success and be yourself. And thank you for attending Cosplay for Confidence.